Banska Stiavnica, City of Silver. One of the most beautiful cities in Slovakia, and whose historic buildings form its medieval centre. The old town and mines of the surrounding area have been designated as a World Cultural Heritage Site. The Kammer-Hof was created by the combination of 3 Gothic buildings during the 16th century. Up until the 19th century, the mining chamber and the first technical university in the world were located here. Today, the headquarters of the Mining Museum features exhibits of technology and history. Also with models of mining shafts and shaft head frames. Nearby is the Church of the Assumption of Mary that was built by the Dominican Order at the beginning of the 13th century. For the first time in this region, a rib vault was raised in its construction and served as a model for further buildings. However, at the beginning of the 19th century, the church burned down and was rebuilt in classical style. Now its altars and paintings shine out in all their glory and highlight the deep religious faith of both miners and mine owners alike. The centre of the street settlement formed the town hall, the Evangelical church and various townhouses. These buildings reflect the former wealth of the city. This is the late Gothic Catholic St. Caterina Church, with a single aisle and small towers. At the beginning of the 19th century, the Baroque main altar included work by South Tyrolean historical painter Jörg Dominikus Grasmeyer. Here too, the splendour of the altars was a sign of wealth, and numerous old wall paintings emerged during renovation. Sacred figures all around, painted on bleached glass windows and with man-sized figures on various altars. A special feature of the internal architecture is a net vault, which extends through without interruption up until the choral room. Uphill, behind the church and in the middle of the road, is the statue of Saints Trinity. The local citizens donated the statue to mark the end of the plague of 1767. From here, the route leads to the old castle. At first sight, it looks like a castle because sturdy walls surround it, with a main gate that defends the inner building. In actual fact, everything was built around a basilica and a charnel house. Facing the threat of Ottoman attack, the church was remodelled as a watch fortress in the first half of the 16th century. Parapet walks and cannon bastions were built, and the arcades and most of the church windows were walled in. The church vault was demolished, and only the church tower remained as a sign of resistance. A three-storey building with a central courtyard was built. The old castle became a museum, in which both archaeological and sacred objects are available for public view. The knock tower served as an acoustic watch for the miners, and the cellar as a prison. Next, the only surviving city gate, which served as a defence against the Turks, and was later rebuilt in Baroque style. The medieval St. Mary Church, with its adjoining cemetery, lies directly on Women Mountain, below the new castle. Today's main city landmark is a fortress that was rebuilt in Renaissance style in 1571. A massive tower with 4 corner bastions. Since 1971, the new castle has been a museum. On one floor, musical instruments, household items and clothing. Another floor contains numerous weapons and suits of armour, which were used during hostilities by the Turks. The city underwent troubled times, and the wealth of the city and its mining of silver had to be defended. From here, there's a fine view of the city centre, the old castle, and right up to the Calvary with its splendid Baroque church. Silver made Banska Stiavnica prosper and created its historical splendour.